Trump is all over the Epstein, but nothing criminal. What he didn't want people to know is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced him to Melania Trump. I heard it from somebody who I deem as credible as anybody.
And so have I.
And placed in a position where they would absolutely know this.
Mm-hmm.
By now, you've probably heard stories on TV about Melania's past. Stories about Trump trying to hide Epstein papers. And now Joe Rogan has spoken up about everything. He's saying that people aren't blind, they can see what's really going on. On his show, Rogan talked about how frustrated people are getting because important papers and recordings about Jeffrey Epstein are still being kept secret. He made it clear that this isn't about picking political sides anymore. It's about being honest and letting people know the whole truth.
Just gonna hang around.
This is a line in the sand.
Yeah.
This one's
Yeah.
a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Because this is one where there's a lot of stuff about, when we thought Trump was going to come in and a lot of things were going to be resolved.
Yeah.
We're going to drain the swamp. We're going to figure everything out. And when you have this one hardcore line in the sand that everybody had been talking about forever, and then they're trying to gaslight you on that.
According to news reports, Rogan has criticized how Trump's team is handling this whole thing. He said they're basically lying to the American people. In his own words, when the government keeps big parts of the Epstein papers secret, it's like they think people are dumb and will just forget about it. He pointed out that millions of people are asking for the same thing. They want all the information released without any cuts, delays, or weak excuses.
Financier with children or child porn. The comment made to reporters at the White House days after a similar remark to a stranger with a hidden camera raised the stakes for President Donald Trump's administration to prove it has in its possession previously unseen compelling documents, or just bomb Iran. And everybody forgets.
Just bomb Iran, yeah.
Everybody forgets about it.
According to Rogan, keeping secrets like this makes people not trust the government. People start thinking the worst things because the truth is being hidden from them. For him and many other people who speak out, this isn't just about the Epstein case, it's about how the government treats people's right to know what's going on. This is a really important moment, Rogan said, and he warned that the longer Trump's team waits, the angrier people will get.
They were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, right? They've been running these files. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me.
Somehow, Melania has gotten pulled into all of this. In the past 2 weeks, lots of news has come out about Jeffrey Epstein, secret meetings, and how Trump's White House is dealing with it all. First, there were news stories about Vice President J.D. Vance. Several news companies, including CNN and The Guardian, said Vance had planned a private dinner at his house on Wednesday. The reports said this dinner was for important people like Attorney General Pam Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, FBI Director Kash Patel, and White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. The reported reason for that dinner was to talk about whether to release the transcript of Ghislaine Maxwell's Department of Justice interview and decide how Trump's team should respond to all the pressure about the Epstein case.
Melania, Donald Trump's dark past, it's resurfacing in ways it's his worst nightmare. So I think we should explore, how did Donald Trump meet Melania on or around the same time?
Vance's team quickly said this wasn't true. His communications director said the story was completely fake news and that no such meeting was ever planned. In the Oval Office, Vance himself told reporters that the story was false. He said, "We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation." President Trump backed him up and called the story a hoax. Trump also said the news sources behind it were lying for political reasons.
I should note, Trump denies the Epstein letter, the Calendar Girls contest, and the claims of walking in on Miss Teen USA contestants. Changing, he also insists he broke off ties with Epstein before he was convicted of soliciting sex from a minor, and he's repeatedly denied being told his name was in the Epstein files, despite reports Pam Bondi told him months ago that his name was in there.
Then a different report came out. The Daily Beast said that a meeting did happen, but it wasn't at Vance's home. They said it was at the White House. According to this version, Bondi and Patel were there, and they talked about how to handle the Epstein problem. The report didn't make it clear if Vance himself was in the room, or if Wiles and Blanche were there too. This left two different stories for people to hear. One saying the meeting never happened at all, and another saying it did happen, but in a different place. At the same time, people started talking about Melania and Trump's name. This started when a journalist named Michael Wolff made a claim on a podcast. Wolff said Melania was very involved in Epstein's circle and that she had been introduced to Donald Trump by a modeling agent who was connected to Epstein. He also claimed Epstein once told someone that the first time he and Donald Trump were together with women was on Epstein's private jet.
The web says that Epstein's contact book had multiple numbers for Trump in it, and it had Melania's number in it. Then that same year, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew all attended a celebrity tennis event at Mar-a-Lago where Trump and the prince posed for a photo. That does not age well.
These claims spread really fast online, but they also got hit with legal pushback right away. The Daily Beast, which ran an article based on Wolf's comments, deleted the whole story soon after. They also posted a full apology for any confusion they caused. Melania's lawyer demanded they take it down, and the website removed not just the words, but the headline, the picture, and even the webpage address. In her own book, published in 2024, Melania says she met Donald Trump at a Fashion Week party in September 1998 and doesn't mention Epstein at all. But it didn't stop there. Political strategist James Carville also talked about Melania in connection to Epstein during his own podcast. After pressure from Melania's lawyer, Carville took down the episode and made a public apology. This made it clear that anyone repeating Wolf's claim could get in legal trouble.
So, one of the reasons we have to consider this possibility, okay, I said possibility, but it's a real possibility, that Melania was introduced to Donald by Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe that's why we have this fierce resistance to find out what's going on. I mean, as long as we don't have answers, we will have questions.
Reports say that the White House called Wolf's reporting false and said he was making things up to hurt Trump. Communications Director Stephen Chung said Wolf's comments were just another attack from someone with Trump derangement syndrome. They also said Melania had no part in anything to do with Epstein. Even so, Melania is facing a different kind of anger online. She had posted a surprise update about her Be Best campaign on Instagram. Instead of support, many people commenting used the post to demand that she push for the release of the Epstein files. Others made fun of the timing of her post, saying her campaign message couldn't be taken seriously while the Epstein issue was still unresolved.
Here's what every single Democrat should only talk to Republicans about, and it should literally just be about Epstein, okay? If a video came out with Epstein saying, hey, I'm best friends with Biden, would that mean anything to you? If a video came out with Biden and Epstein chatting it up and laughing along at a party, would that mean anything to you? If Biden's Secretary of Labor was the same guy who got Epstein off his original charges in like 2004 or whatever.
This bigger Epstein story has also pulled in other voices. Late-night TV hosts like Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert used their shows to make jokes about the situation. They made fun of Trump's public answers and the way the White House has handled questions about the Epstein files. They also pointed out that the controversy has grown because of how Trump's team itself has responded. Even inside Trump's own base, there has been some open frustration. Right-wing figures like Alex Jones, Laura Loomer, and Jack Posobiec have accused Trump's team of failing to deliver on promises of being transparent. They have said that the Epstein files should have been released by now, and they believe the delays are hurting people's trust.
No matter how much the House of Representatives wants to run out of town so they don't have to vote on Jeffrey Epstein and on releasing this material, this has become the most dominant news story that Trump has been unable to control in our political lifetimes here in this Trump era. Nothing he has been able to do has shaken this session with the public and with his own base about getting to the truth about Jeffrey Epstein.
There is also legal movement happening. Attorney General Pam Bondi has filed a motion to unseal grand jury transcripts linked to Epstein. This move is framed as a response to public interest and pressure for more details. Members of Congress are also watching closely and want more clarity about how the files are being handled and why certain documents have not been made public. Reports have said that this Epstein issue is becoming a political risk for Trump. News outlets like Wired and The Australian have reported that the situation is a problem that will not go away. They say it has become a kind of Frankenstein's monster for the MAGA movement, meaning it is now turning against its own creator. The mix of denied meetings, conflicting reports, and pressure from Trump's own supporters is making it harder for the White House to control the story.
You're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. It just seems like a desecration
Right now, here is what is clear from all sides. Reports say that the original claim that Vance hosted an Epstein strategy dinner at his home is denied by the White House and by Vance. But at least one news outlet says a meeting did happen at the White House with some of the same people who were named in the original report. Reports say that Melania has been accused in public by a journalist, but those claims have been removed from the web by major sites after legal threats. Her own story does not match the claims made against her. These reports also show that the White House is completely denying the claims and says they are politically motivated attacks. Well, what do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.